Okay, we're back for the second part of this, and so we're going to go a little bit further now. And so let's do this. When I was teaching people how to see auras, um, it was hard for me to give them a visual. To really give them a visual. Like I say, I could show them how to look with the eyes and all of that, but I needed a visual, and I had this really good teacher, this really good confidant. And she was a little older and a real great student. And she said, "Gabe, I got something for you. You know what? I can point this out to you. There's a Rosicrucian magic book, and it's the mystery book, and there's symbols in there that you can use. So there's 4 of them, and one is a triangle, and there's a crescent. Excuse the book; it's gone through lots of stuff, traveling in rain. There's a square, a yellow square, and a blue circle. She says, what you do, Gabe, is you get these and make them up, and let these people stare at each object for like 10 seconds. And then when you're done staring at it, you drop it, and that symbol stays on your eye, and it's an opposite color. So the red turns into a blue triangle. But what it's doing is sensitizing the physical eyes. What was known at the time, unless you were someone that was born with a stigma on your eye or something, you could not see the aura with your physical eyes. So there were special people out there who were healers that were blessed with this talent, and most people were left to just, not see. Because I watched the clairvoyant when he did his thing for me, and he was like looking with his eyes, right? Then that's what I want to do. Normally what it was you were seeing out of your third eye, the mind's eye. So you would see the image in your mind more than you would around the person out there. So I wanted to train people how to use the physical eyes. Now, when I learned about these early light principles and the teaching that was coming through, and the people who were taking this thing right along with me, it was always done in a very dimly lit room. So it was easier for us to use our eyes and the inner eye and have it work. So then when I started teaching my workshops, I wanted people to really start to do it with their physical eyes, to really start to see auras. I mean, see them. And what it is that you're actually sensitizing your eyes, and you're really taking yourself to a place that is starting to see into the astral world. And it's like an overlay. The aura that you see is just an overlay of the physical reality that you're looking into. So that's why these symbols are important, because it's going to sensitize your eyes, and you're going to start seeing with your eyes open. When I left my class in Santa Cruz, and I was going out, to metaphysical places and looking to see who was tagging auras and light and all of that, I kept running into places and people who were learning about auras, but they were always doing it with their eyes shut. And I knew that to use it to be in the physical world with this stuff, you can't have your eyes shut if you want to check out auras. You can't do it. It's not smart. You've got to have your eyes open and really focus and see. So that's why these symbols are here. And okay, so where do I want to go is that it's just I know what I want to tell you. You know what? Like I said in the beginning, before I jumped into this LA thing and building my system, I was only seeing a few colors, like red and yellow and blue, maybe green. when we took the course, you know, it was so important to understand frequency and how we use it, and more than anything, just really get centered with ourselves. So we have a good place that we're coming from, that we can have good intention, that we have a good heart center and good heart feelings, and in the class, in the study group, it was more centered towards the heart chakra. But that wasn't me. I wanted to see. So I wanted this to fire up. This is where my concentration was, and this is where my concentration stayed until that fateful day with the crayons. And then I realized what I was doing, because I wasn't looking anymore. I was feeling. And this energy, combined with this energy right here, helped me put the system together. Now I was using two centers. I was using my mind's eye, and I was using my heart. And so I was using two parts of me to start doing aura stuff. And it just kept getting better, and I kept getting better with it. And I'd do a session, and all of a sudden I'd smell something. So, and it was inner smell that nobody else got. So it was an inner sensing of the smell. You know that saying, someone left a bad taste in your mouth? There's a vibration that does that. Walking past somebody and their energy was just like, and I would just get this taste in my mouth, and I'd get right on past them. So all of your senses are available once you start applying the senses. Most of us stumble across them. And by stumbling across them, we become very familiar. If that's a direction, we're going to be familiar with that sense. Like me, I was familiar here. That was my power place. So we learn to, if that's our intention, if we want to continue to grow, if we want to become more in touch with our faculties, our inner faculties, we can start picking up all kinds of stuff through all of our senses, where we hear energy. And hearing the difference in the frequency between a man and a woman, or two or three or whatever, but able to hear the frequency because it's there. Nothing is really solid, you know, it's just atoms and molecules vibrating, you know, in a certain speed. And that speed creates the illusion that we live in. And we pick up energy from people all the time. And we pick it up from the ground, we pick it up from places. So we want to develop ourselves so we can use all of the qualities that we have, because they're right in there. And people have been teaching how to utilize all these senses for years, since the 70s. So as we go, and once I started, you know, like getting back, got carried away, getting back to the idea of feeling and seeing at the same time, my range of colors just went, just blew up. I was seeing all kinds of colors at different intensities. And they were all just like happening in the energy. You know, now I'd run into some people and their energy would be, their colors that they had were so much different than someone else's. And it was such a joy to see these different energies being displayed in different people. It was really, really, really cool. I'm talking here about all the colors and how they're good. And that includes earth colors. There's pastels. There's the regular primary and secondary colors. There's earth colors. And there's translucent colors. And those translucent colors are coming from the higher dimensions. And it happens as you go forward and as you in the meditations. If you start seeing translucent colors, you're getting a higher vibration of energy coming into here. So now we know all colors are good, and you're gonna start finding out. What I'm showing you took me years to do, but you're gonna get this really fast if that's your intention, really fast. I mean, in a workshop, you know, I had this little girl that just like heard me on the radio in Vegas and told her mom, I gotta go. She was 9 years old. Mom said, okay. She came to my workshop. And this kid was just like, pow, man. We did these, after we do this thing, you know, after I take people, warm them all up with stuff that I'm going to share with them, we do the coloring exercises. And we, face to face, well, this child was just like tagging the person in front of her. Just bang, 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 bang. So she got it really fast. Some of the other people were able to, if they played, get this, they were able to just like get it. They read for different, we traded with different people, and we were, you know, we were seeing what was going on, and they were seeing what was going on. So it was up to them to, you know, continue on after the workshop. Well, you know, this is a while back, and there was no internet. All there was like snail mail and no cell phones, none of that. And I just didn't keep up with people. So it was my fault that I wasn't there to help them go further. It was like I cheated them with it. So now I can stay in touch with people more, but what I'm getting to is if I would have been available to them, I could have taken them further, and their talent keep going and going and going. But I tell you what, if you just play with this and don't judge yourself, just go with this, you're going to be able to start doing what I'm doing. And we got a few minutes left in this segment, so I want to talk to you a little bit about the centers. And they're called chakras, but that's really Sanskrit for spinning wheels. And what happens with these centers, and this is what I learned in Santa Cruz, was that they're like a flower, right? And they're spinning. Well, what's spinning is the energy that's leaving. What's happening with this center, this flower, it's going out and turning back in on itself. Okay, as it projects out, it's just turning back in on itself. So we have these 7 main ones, and we have 2 above the head. And sort of like this, you know, there's the flower and the spinning wheel. But you see these 2 up here? This wasn't talked about. These 2 centers weren't talked about when I did the book, and rarely talked about. These 2 centers are on top, are silver and gold. The one closest is silver, and the next one up is gold. And we recognize this in some of the illustrations from the 70s. The silver actually is our ability to tune into the laws of the universe, karma, things like that, you know. But it's a vibration that's higher than the rest, and it actually will. When I see it around people, it's usually money, their ability to manifest. The one on top of that is gold, and this is what we would call our God self, our God mind, our higher mind. This is where we tune in to the universe. Oh, time's running short again. So I talk about the chakras in the book and what their purpose is and how to read them in a way that actually works for this reality, and not other realities, but this reality. I hope you enjoyed these 2 little segments. Pick up my book, Living Rainbows. You can find it almost anywhere, but please, you can really get it at my website, invisibleworld.com. And go there, become a member, and get a lot more of these videos your way. Thanks a lot. Thanks.